Focus in on India's first digital escrow platform that offers anytime and anywhere escrow solutions for businesses. Escrowpay, and we've got Ashwin Chawwla, who's the founder and managing director, joining us right now. And thank you so much for taking time out. You're looking at raising an additional 120 crore rupees. As of now, you do have a lot of existing investors, the likes of Founders Circle, CXO Angels, etc. CC1 Capital. Just walk us through this latest fundraise. Who are going to be some of the investors on board? What are the valuations that you're looking at, and what will it be utilized toward?
Well, this is going to be our first large raise. We've not raised too much capital in the past. We've been bootstrapping the business ourselves. So a lot of investors, whether the top CXOs, angels, family offices, have backed us in the past. And this time is going to be the VC round. And we've already identified our lead investor. But VCs who typically invest in the fintech sector, the valuation that we are expecting is going to be at least 6x of where we were, about a few months back. Difficult to put a number right now because it's under the wraps at the moment. But we will be making a formal announcement very, very soon.
6x of what it was 3 months back. So what was it like over the last 3 months in terms of, what your overall projections were, how you've been growing? Because I understand that, you've been growing at a pretty phenomenal rate. You've already seen your SME count as well grow quite substantially. So walk us through, your financial metrics, any data you can share?
Yeah, so we have, we serve over 550 SMEs today, and our target for this new financial year, which has just begun, is about reaching out to 10,000 SMEs. We strongly believe that India, as a beautiful country, has a major problem because it's a country that's driven by SMEs, and 6.5 crore SMEs today struggle to get paid on time, and that's primarily the core the business that we run in to get paid on time. And our technology, by help of different stakeholders, including leading banks, which are powering our services, empower us to offer this technology where, so 10 lakh crore is a huge amount for India. And we are very happy to, announce that we've just crossed 8,500 crore, getting people to get the credit directly in their bank account on the due date, which is, again, just not even scratching the surface. As we know, the market is huge. Our technology has empowered us to reach, the last mile SME in terms of using our services. We offer both a dashboard and APIs as well. So SME count is going to go up substantially. We've moved into our new office recently. The headcount is going up. We are raising fresh capital. As I said, it's a very, very exciting time for us. It's been 7 years that we've been building this business, and I would say the large business is steering us, to be implemented and executed at our end. Very, very exciting times.
Let's take the clock back then, Ashwin, and talk about how the idea even came about. I understand that it was in your previous position, and you had this eureka moment as to why only some of the large businesses could be able to avail this facility. So take us through that.
Well, I was executing this $500 million transaction in Mumbai in my previous avatar as, advisors to top real estate companies. So this was a transaction between DLF Group and Lodha Group. So I was the sole exclusive advisor to both the sides. And at that time, the trust deficit was pretty high. It was a tough time for the market, the money markets, and the trust deficit was pretty high. So we decided to step in and bring a bank as the escrow agent. And that's when I realized that this kind of a service, which is a beautiful product built by banks, is available only to listed companies, in India. Why can't it be brought down to the SMEs? And I remember that when I first sketched the product, the first, I would say the beta version came out when we started issuing escrow accounts in about 30 days, as compared to banks, which still take about 8 to 10 weeks. So we did it in 30 days. And then as we progressed about 7 years from now, we've been working pretty hard in terms of the digitization space, and the fact that whatever the government has brought in terms of regulatory framework has all been a boon for us. And we today offer digital escrow accounts nearly instantaneously. But the moment was pretty good. The transaction got executed, and that's what made me or prompted me to, launch this service.
So, Ashwin, let's also just talk a little bit more about how things have been progressing because what kind of transaction processing volumes have you witnessed in the last year? What is the average size of the transactions that you've seen? How many SMEs are currently on board?
So we service about 550 SMEs. Our average transaction size is a high of 7.5 lakh rupees per transaction. And the fact that the biggest bucket for us is financial services right now, and it includes supply chain finance, revenue-based financing, lending, co-lending kind of solutions. It's been getting pretty fast. And last year we were at a figure of about 1,200 crore, and this year we've already, the last year that ended just now is about 8,500 crore. The new financial year that has just begun, we are targeting an execution of TPV of about 20,000 crore. The business is already on table. We are hiring very, very fast in terms of increasing the headcount and making sure that the execution is done as early as possible. And newer use cases are emerging every day. India is a vast market. So whatever we are hearing from the market, we specialize in customization to the requirements. And again, our common goal is to allow and help SMEs to get paid on time.
And how many banks are you currently working with? And what is the outlook in terms of how you're looking to really grow your financial optimization via the digital escrow services?
So we work with multiple banks. There are currently 5 banks that are operating in our ecosystem. We are onboarding about 9 more. We are getting into cross-border, so newer banks with foreign jurisdictions would also be participating on our technology. And look, our technology is proprietary and award-winning, completely in-house built. And that's the reason we are able to structure the solution faster for every SME that walks into us. It's been a phenomenal time for us, but headcount in terms of banks would also, be going up. So we'll be about 15 banks very soon.
So, like you said, this is the first major fundraise that the company is looking at, but you've already raised 2 rounds of pre-A2 funding. Can you give us some of those details, walk us through who the investors have been in the past and how much you've raised in total so far?
Sure. So our past investors are We Found a Circle, Inflection Point Ventures, Chhattisgarh Investments Limited, CC Ventures, and JB Ventures. And these are pretty active investors in terms of supporting new startups and newer ideas, especially where the last mile is in terms of fintech connectivity. We've been very fortunate that since inception, not only that we have been, fairly bootstrapped as a business, but we've raised very less capital. So last 2 rounds that we did was supported by We Found a Circle early 2022. And then during the last, I would say December 31st, we received our first foreign direct investment from UAE-based investors. And we now hope that international participation will increase now that the entire process with regard to RBI registration, implementation, compliances, everything has been complete. We believe that this round will be supported heavily by foreign investors.
Okay. And you are also looking to expand your touch points via organic and inorganic routes. So what exactly is the game plan on that front?
So we are launching certain new services, and these new services allow us the capability to upsell and cross-sell to our existing clients. And also we are getting into foreign jurisdictions. So today as a business, we process Indian rupee only. But as Indian rupee is going out and UPI has touched, various countries worldwide, we are creating a capability to collect and process payouts, in foreign currencies as well, helping smaller businesses in India who are exporting or foreign businesses who are doing business in India to help them set up, digital escrow accounts in no time. And the whole objective of getting into cross-border is that we are trying to replace the bank guarantee and local LC, which is a prominent, kind of a product being used by all SMEs regularly, to be replaced by, an escrow account. Because in both the products that are currently being used, the first line of that document says it is irrevocable in nature, which means it's to be presented and executed. While an escrow account is quantity driven. And if people have differences, they can be sorted because the money sits in the third party account. I think that's a larger play that we are building right now.
So currently the focus of the firm has been domestic transactions. What is the update on how cross-border transactions are shaping up and what the outlook is there?
So we are growing organically, pretty much fast in India. I, as the founder and MD, now sit in UAE to build the cross-border capability from the UAE zone. And while we build that, the whole objective is to, transact in foreign currencies as well. And for that reason, we are filing an application with the regulator very soon in the UAE Central Bank to get licensed here, along with Gift City in Gandhinagar.
Okay, and you're currently net cash flow positive. What kind of growth have you been seeing over the last couple of years?
We are not net cash flow positive as of now, but very close and touching distance. Each month we plan and we work hard to make sure that we are net cash flow positive. But there is some burn right now, and we believe that we are the smallest burn in the industry. And very soon, especially in this financial year, we plan to be net cash flow positive in any case.
Okay, so finally, while you are targeting 10,000 plus SMEs in terms of your reach, you are growing smartly. What's the long-term vision then for Escrowpay? Where do you see yourself headed? Will you be looking at further fundraising rounds? And what's the overall vision?
Well, I think the biggest validation for us came when JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs got into digital escrows, about 18 months back. And that got everybody, all the banks were caught napping, because this is an activity which has tremendous power. It's part of the transaction banking ecosystem for banks. But banks have not been putting too much, vision on it, on how to develop it, especially in the context of the Indian SME sector. So that's the vacuum that we are trying to fulfill. So as far as our future is concerned, we believe that when RBI comes up with the direct regulations, in terms of onboarding us or as a regulated entity for escrows, then I think it's going to be a game changer, because we have to depend entirely. A lot of decisions are based on banks' concurrence in terms of what business they'd like to onboard or not. But from our side, once that regulation comes in, then obviously we get into the larger play. Plus, we are also setting up in the process of setting up our NBFC. We want to get into the lending space ourselves, because that offers a big spread to all the transactions that we execute, in our ecosystem today.
All right. We wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for taking time out, Ashwin, and joining us today on Startup Central.
Thank you.
100